All right, we keep it going. Second part of the interview with xfl0ud. First one, in case you haven't checked it out, we talked about his early days in the Turkish scene, Eternal Fire, before Eternal Fire, playing with Flusha, Sunny, Sergey, all of the good stuff. Now we're getting into the bright chapter of your
Better
life.
stuff.
We're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to Sangal right now. Obviously, you part your ways with Eternal Fire. You joined Sangal. The reason we're starting this conversation with Sangal is the fact that this is where you actually met two of your teammates up to this day, right? Is the trio of you, Youngster and LNZ. So talk to me a little bit about getting into the Sangal project. How did you get approached? What was the team formation like? And obviously, role change, because this is where you start becoming a little bit more aggressive as a player.
Uh, I had prejudice in Sangal before I joined the team because, like,
Mm-hmm.
when you play in a top tier team, maybe you are good or bad, doesn't matter, but like you don't want to downgrade, right?
Okay.
So, like, after Eternal Fire, I was looking for team, and I was working. I mean, we were trying some stuff with Project G, like it was with WG,
Yeah.
Spanish,
Yeah.
me, Milky, Dragon. So like then I got offer from Sangal.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a like hard situation because Sangal was in like they were in like maybe top 80, so they were not in the best position. And we had like very good resource with the Project G, you know, trios, whatever. We were trying to find organization.
Mm-hmm.
It was going good. So I said, Yasin, you need to go to your hometown. Like it's my basement, you know, the Sangal. Like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, before I joined Sangal, I played 6 years ago in Sangal again. So it
Okay.
was like maybe 2017. You know, I
Yeah.
said like it's not coincidence. You know, just go.
Yeah.
It's the fate. You fate. Just
Okay.
go. You know, like okay, like there's no like there was no named players. Only LNZ was very good, and he played with NIP.
Yeah.
So I had to trust him. Like I had to, like the only thing when I go Sangal was okay. I need to trust them. I need to trust Linus. I need to trust management, because also like in my previous teams, I had a lot of shit with my management.
Mm-hmm.
But in Sangal, I think Sangal's management is a little bit unique. You know, like they're not like dumps, I would say.
Sure.
So I think it was the one of the first things why I joined Sangal, and I think it worked out very good because like I think in other teams, like it's at least from my perspective, it's very hard to be in connection with your management
Mm-hmm.
because you're a player, right? You don't
Yeah.
have a lot of price to talk. But I think they were giving a lot of they were trying to hear you a lot, like every player, not only me. So it was very good. When they are trying to get some player, they were asking first us, what do you think about this player, you know? Or if you are declining a tournament, they were talking with us, guys, we want to decline this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, and they were trying to understand our point. So it was very good.
Okay, that's nice. And I guess Sango was where, again, to go back to the role conversation, because this is something that we kind of touched upon in the first part of the interview, but we didn't get into too much detail. You said that you were a lot more of a quiet guy before, so you were a lurk, you were an anchor, you were a support guy. Was it a sure thing? Was it your decision that going into Sango, going into international Counter Strike, you want to be a lot more of a brawl guy? You want to be the guy that goes in first. You want to be playing active positions on CT side and going first on T side, or was it a team overall decision and you were just the best fit for the job?
I mean, in Project G, the reasons, like one of the reasons why I left Project G, because everything was going fine, I would say.
Okay.
Because like in the team, I did not have hierarchy, so like I did not have a lot of power, you know,
Mm-hmm.
about like roles, for example.
Sure.
Like when when I talked with my coach in Project G, I said like I want to change my role, I want to try this role. But you know, maybe like half of the maps I was playing aggro, but half of the maps I was playing lurk. So I didn't want it. I didn't want that. So in Sangal, there was a like pure opportunity for me to improve myself in a new position.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew it's gonna be very hard because like especially okay, like you can switch your position lurk to aggro, but the thing is I was very pussy, you know. So it's gonna be a little bit harder, extra harder to play aggro because you need to be brave. You need
Yeah.
to be you know, like you shouldn't scare off going first,
And how
for
did you
example.
fight that? How did you transition from being very pussy,
Yeah,
as you said, to
like
being a brave
like
player.
it started with real life, to be honest, because I
Okay.
gained a lot of confidence in real life. Like I was talking like normally I was not a guy who will talk with market guy, or with the bus driver, whatever. But then all of a sudden I started to talk with everyone in my country. I'm going a coffee, then I'm talking with everyone. Like my confidence went up in real life,
Yeah.
and it helped me also in game because I was not like scared to die. I was like
Yeah.
because when I play lurk, when I die in game, I was feeling like I'm dying in real life, But yeah, like it was very scary for me, dying. So I was saying, I shouldn't die. I shouldn't go. I shouldn't move.
Man, that's so tilting, by the way. Sorry
I
to
can't.
cut you off, but that's incredibly tilting because I feel like this is how 95% of my face teammates have always thought. And this is
Your
I
mic, your mic, your mic.
oh, is it bad?
Okay, yeah, yeah, 95%.
Fixed now?
Yeah, it speaks now.
Okay, we're good. One of the worst things that I've experienced in my life, and I think a lot of people can relate to that, is face it teammates acting like they will die in real life if
Yes,
they die in the
yes,
game.
mate. Like,
Don't be
like, like,
like that.
like in my team, like X team, Turkish, like it was nine or Bakabas.
Yeah,
Like when we creating a new execute, like I was like getting fight with people if they put me in first entry.
yeah.
I was not even willing to going second.
Okay,
Like I was that pussy. I was that pussy. Like I want to go third or fourth. Okay,
yeah.
guys, you just get the plan. I will clutch. But in clutch situations, I was fine. So
Okay.
like I think in Sangal time, I had a lot of confidence in real life, and like in when I play face it, like even in I was playing Face It when I was lurker, I was playing very pussy. But no, like something happened, and in Face It, I can't stay in my positions. I am pressing W. I need to run. I need to finish round at 120. So like as I said, I think my HDH just started that time. So like then I started playing very aggro. Then like I said, I think one of the things was my patient.
Mm-hmm.
I had patient problem. Like it's really like in game and outside of the game. Like I couldn't wait for cargo. I like for example, it says my cargo in the place. They're gonna put delivery in next day. Then I was
Yeah.
saying, I was calling, can I come and take it? I can't wait for tomorrow. Like I had some patient problems. And in
Okay.
game, like we say, guys, let's wait for smokes. Like smoke is 20 seconds. I can't wait. I was saying, flash me. I was going out and dying. But I know right now, of course, like I have still some patient problems, but it's more like balanced, I would say.
Right, right. You don't necessarily have pants in your or ants in your pants all the time.
Yeah.
Only sometimes. I guess this is. I mean, it's really interesting. You go from one one extremity to the other one, from being incredibly passive to being the guy that can't stop. Uh, what was what was the entire atmosphere like on Sangal? Because you guys made some changes before it all became quite successful, but I'd rather focus on the latter stages of your time there with Jumpy as well, and obviously LNZ and Youngster and Sammy and Jota. Did you feel like the team just skyrocketed performance since you added Jota and Jumpy as the coach in the rifle?
The first thing I can say when I joined Sangal, the most surprising thing was like I was doing a lot of shit mistakes and people
Okay.
were doing a lot of shit. Nobody was talking about it. Like everyone was so kind. I was saying like because I'm not used to it. Like when I do
You get
mistakes,
from
someone need to fail it.
angry Zantaris and Woxic screaming at you.
Yeah, I mean not that like
It's
oh
like,
not like
what
that,
are
but
you doing,
like
CC?
when I like when I do mistakes, like someone was mentioning it every time. So I was
Right.
a little bit pussy to do mistake, but no, I'm doing mistake. Nobody is talking about it. Then I was saying, guys, it should be like this. If everyone does mistake, we
Right.
will not win rounds. So
Yeah.
like, but it helped me a lot to improve my position because in my position, especially because of I changed my position, I need to test my limits, right?
Sure.
So I need to do a lot of mistakes. But I was abusing it, and I was learning about a lot about it. Like I was not abusing in a bad way, but good way.
Right.
So like the atmosphere was good because, like as I said, there are some international teams I can see like they have anger problems or there's some toxic players right now. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, right? And but in our team, like we didn't have that behavior because everyone was fine. Like we were friendly, we were giving feedbacks to each other in good way.
Mm-hmm.
That helped us a lot because probably I learned I teach other players a lot, and they
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure also LNZ, Youngstar, maybe Jota, Same teach me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because of we were very kind to each other. We were listening each other, and we were be able to speak with each other at some point. Not
Okay.
end of the team.
Okay. You are one of the best teams in tier two. You won a lot of online tournaments and you were grinding a lot on Sango. Still, there was apparently something missing. And the one thing that I want to ask you about, and this is probably a bit of a painful memory, but it was missing out on the Shanghai Major because the RMR didn't go well for you guys. I
Yeah,
think the expectations were quite the opposite. I was one of the people that was actually screaming out my lungs on how great you guys are and how you're gonna make the major no problem, and you might even make the main Swiss. You know, you could be the
yeah.
passion UA of it all. What happened there? What crumbled?
I mean,
Because you yourself have been a really good LAN player always, and I thought, it's done. LNZ's got experience. You're playing really well on LAN. The team is
I
functioning.
mean,
What happened?
on ESL Pro League, we put a lot of good job in there. We
Yeah,
won against FaZe, we won against Heroic, we won against FlyQuest. So like all of them was top 20, and
yeah.
we were like top 40 probably. But like in ESL Pro, after ESL Pro League, like in ESL Pro League, everything was fine. Even we didn't qualify for the next stage. It was playoffs, I think, but we were very close to it. So I was satisfied with my performance. I was satisfied with my team. But after EPL, our chemistry started to go down. Like which was the like biggest problem. Even like before major, my team CEO was talking with me like, how are you feeling? Like our CEO was very like he was helping us a lot. Like he
Mm-hmm.
was talking with everyone every week or maybe once in a month. It was very good. So
Mm-hmm.
when we talked, like I was saying, like I don't want to be the guy who is talking bad before the tournament, but our chemistry is going down. I'm trying to fix it with my coach, or I'm trying to fix with the team. But like that's why I said like we will be able to talk with each other, or our feedbacks was going through each other. Like if someone says, yes, you need to like maybe the die less when I'm playing aggro, then I was taking it easy. I was saying thank you for your feedback. Then I
Mm-hmm.
was really trying to fix it. But I think after EPL, it started being opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone was thinking more selfish, and everyone was thinking, oh, like because of maybe people were a little bit frustrated because we can't go playoff, and everyone, like for example, the problem is the problem was, in my opinion, we won against FaZe one time, and second game we lost. In Heroic, we won first game, we lost the second game. So
Yeah.
people was thinking probably like we can like for next step that we if we want to playoffs or if we want to more tier one events, probably people was thinking we need to play better better individually, take more risks, but it didn't work out because I
Mm-hmm.
knew it will not work out. Like what I was thinking is we need to do more sacrifices, and we need to uh we need to be how you say how you say like we need to be full man of our position. Like if you are lurker,
Sure.
for example, like the thing is what was happening end of the team, or lurk player was trying to get more initiative than me, so I was rumor, so he
Right.
was like when he dies, then then they know like okay, there's no A lurk, there's no B lurk, so they
Yeah.
were full focusing on me. So
Okay.
what I was thinking, guys, everyone needs to know his job. Like if I am rumor, just support me at the beginning. Don't die. Just support me at the beginning. I will make it 3v3, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys need to step up, Then you guys need to clutch. Then it's your time. But we were struggling at this. Like maybe people were trying to step up in wrong place. So we were fucking up everything. So that was the problem. Also, like, uh, I think we had a little bit problem with AVP. I think like we had Semi. I think he's very talented. Like his
Okay.
mechanics are very good, but as AVPer, he's not vocal player, And I think in
Sure.
this scene, like in Counter Strike 2, like if you want to be top player, I mean top team, sorry, or if you want to compete for the top tier, like you need to have at least like few things, You need
Mm-hmm.
to be a very vocal AVP. You need to be very vocal rumor. You need to be very good IGL that gives room for everyone. So
Sure.
other things does is not necessary. But if your AVP is good mechanically, but he's not giving directions to sides, or he's not helping to like star player, it's very hard.
Okay, then we have a really good. You just build a bridge for me, and I'm gonna get on that motherfucker and start talking about some pies right now, because now you have a tier one oper on the team,
Yeah, like
with heroic. What describe some pies to me as a player? Because there was a lot of
I mean,
people that were doubting whether he's still tier one after his time on
uh,
Falcons.
I
What
mean,
did you
he's
think?
he's a little bit old, like 35 years old ish. But the good thing is like he's very vocal, and
You know what?
like
We're gonna get into an argument. How old is he? Is he 26, 27?
Like if he
It's
shaves, he's like 20 years old, but
right.
if he has bursts, like he's
It's
like
48.
35, 40, yeah, 40.
Okay.
Like
Uh,
typical Spanish, you know.
Right.
So like with SunPayus, like normally for me, there's two nightmare AVP style. One is doing a lot of moves, not giving opportunity or room for other players, you know,
Mhm.
because you use every resources. Or you are a AVP player that doesn't help, doesn't talk, doesn't take initiative. These two is very bad. But
Yeah.
I think Sampaio is middle of it because he's not a AVP that he's selfish and he's taking a lot of sources from the team, and but he's not also a player, like does random moves. So he's like he knows when to do move, he knows when to do switch up, and I think for me, he's the smartest player in the team because when we are in theory, like he gives a lot of input to sides. Like
Mhm.
Anubis A side, he says, Yasin, you need to like it's good if you play here when that happens, like because he has good game sense,
Mhm.
Like okay, I'm not bad player, but he adds me more. And of or if you are playing B, like I never seen AVP players are helping with the setups, like side setups. He's saying, guys, you need to play one here, you need to bomb one player, and next break we are trying it, and it works perfect, So like he's very like individually he's very good, like game sense wise he's very good, and helping every corner of the team is he's very good. Like in game, actively he's doing that, and but in also theories, like in or teamworks, he's also helping us a lot. He's like very good.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not
We
feeling I'm not feeling like I need to do everything. In
sure.
Sangal, I had that attention that I need to do everything. I need to get 2 kills, 3 kills to win the round. But now I'm just focusing on what I can do, for my team. But I don't need to think about like okay, I need to be hero.
Okay, okay. This is a really good thing to hear. We did take a little bit of a skip, so now we're gonna go back and talk about the end of
Yeah.
Sango and how you got into heroic. What was the postseason looking for you guys? Because I think on a lot of people, I don't know about any other people, but I would make the educated guess that not a lot of people actually had your triple deal to heroic on the bingo card. So what was the end of the season on Sango like? Did you already know that you were going somewhere, or was it just last second heroic come in and they're like, we want to get all three of you? And what was the entire situation like?
Like for me, I had some like a bad feeling if we keep a Sangal because like as I said, chemistry was going down, and
Mm-hmm.
after Shanghai, and I was hoping like because my feeling was telling to me that we will have bad results in Shanghai, but my hope was hopefully it's gonna be opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So after Shanghai, okay, it happened. We got destroyed 1-3. So which is we did not expect. Like it was not even close games. Like we played against Mouse 13-4. We played against Cloud9 13-4. We lost against Eclot. So it was not the results we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, like chemistry was fully broken,
Mm-hmm.
and the trust to each other was like very bad. Nobody was able to sacrifice for each other because nobody liked each other. I would say, like
Sure.
like in game, like as a friend, we love each other,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
in
yeah.
game more. So we had a lot of problems. So I was thinking like this shouldn't keep like this team shouldn't keep as a team.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be together. Then I heard before we leave Heroic, like Jota was going other team. We were looking for new AVP. Then I got also like before we go Heroic, I got offer from another team. So like there was a lot of we didn't know about Heroic though. So like there was a lot of change, and
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure. Like I had a lot of options. Should I stay in Sangal because we are going to have a change, right? So which is maybe a new opportunity, so we can have old Sangal again, like the one who was successful. Or should I try take a gamble and go to new team because uh, I am a player that puts better performance when structure is there. So when I
Sure.
go new team, because in Sangal, like people rely on me, like people was trusting me a lot because I'm putting very good performance in my role, and like no people was not doubting me, I would say, but
Okay.
it depends. Like if you are going a better, I mean, let's say you are going top 15, top 20 team, and you are not putting the same performance, and maybe you are more shy, maybe you are not having the same sources that you had in Sangal,
Okay.
and you are playing bad now. So then it will be not the same conditions. So I was thinking, should I keep Sangal because people like there's also already structure. People are trusting me, or should I
Mm-hmm.
go on a new team and take
Mm-hmm.
Imbal? So then I heard like it was one of the last days before season starts. Then I heard like I signed with Sangal, by the way. I didn't accept the other team offer. It was like top 15, top 20 team that time.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I can trust on Sangal. I have good relationship with people here. Then one of the last days of season, we got news from the management. It was last call, so we didn't allow time to talk with Heroic. We didn't have a lot of time to talk with Sangal. What is going on? Like we didn't have a lot of time to talk with players even. It was more like individual decisions if we are accepting it. Because if not, one of us doesn't accept, then there will be problem. We
Yeah.
already changed Jota. That time we already changed, like Jota already gone to another team, and we changed AVP. So if one of us declines, then core gonna be not there anymore. You understand
Yeah.
what I mean? So we will
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the points.
So you lose all the
So
VRS points. Yeah.
exactly. So then we said, I mean, let's go. And I was full motivated because Heroic is one of the legendary organizations in the scene, right?
Sure.
And yeah, of course, like when you join Vitality right now, you have 4 legend players. But I said like, okay, like there is no okay, like Vitality gonna be like low budget Heroic. I mean, it's gonna be low budget because you are
Or
not playing with legend players
heroic.
here.
Heroic will be the low budget vitality.
Yeah,
You mean?
I mean, what I mean is like old heroics. There's TSS, Stone, Jappy played, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, like it was always legendary. But no,
Yeah.
there's no that. I said, fuck it, we gonna be that guys.
Okay.
So I said like we have potential, and I know Linus, I know Youngstar, I know myself, like with good +2, which what we needed before, like we needed the better AVP, I will say.
Yeah.
Then with that upgrade, like we can be the lead with that guys. I don't
Yeah.
need like Heroic is legendary organization, but this roster is not legendary. I said we're gonna be the legendary now.
Okay, so you just joined the organization. You decided we were becoming legendary. Did you know at the time that you were joining the team that who your fourth and fifth would be? Because initially, did you know about SunPayus first of all, and
Uh,
then we're gonna get into the entire Nilo and Tenier conversation.
like the thing is, like SunPayus was in talk with Heroic.
Mm-hmm.
So like when we accept offer, Sampaio was still not signed.
Okay.
So like okay, we knew probably possibly it's Sampaio, but if Sampaio, let's say something bad happens, then we didn't know who can be the options.
Sure.
But it didn't happen. So like Sampaio was not there when we joined. He he was still in talks with the organization.
Okay.
Then yeah.
Yeah, what was the conversation with what was the situation with Nilo and Tenier? I think this is going to be a really interesting one for a lot of people because we got the did you even practice? Like did you even play with Nilo? Because for anyone that doesn't know, the entire thing was Nilo was supposed to be the fifth, but then he had to take a break for personal reasons. So the organization picked up Tenier, but you were all shocked with how good Tenier actually is. So he stayed. And now you're a sick
Yeah.
team. But did you even
Yeah.
play with Nilo? What was that?
I think
What was that like?
I will try to don't go deep in this question,
Yeah, yeah,
but what I can say is normally the starting roster was Sangal trio, Sampayus, and Nilo. It
yeah.
was, and we did some breaks with Nilo, like with this five, but then like Nilo wanted a like
Break.
personal
Yeah,
break. Yeah, so like that's then we need to find the instant five because like it was maybe we had like maybe 3 day, 5 day practice day before the tournament starts. So Tinner was like last call player, and I think thanks to God we got him because like we didn't look details in players when we are looking for fifth,
mm-hmm.
and like but Tinner, I don't know, he's like very different person. Like he's one of the talented players I ever seen. Like he's very good.
Can you elaborate a little bit on Tenier as a player? Because I think he's been really interesting for a lot of people as well. And I I myself would go as far as to say I'm not gonna be surprised if in the next 2 3 years he's a top 20 player. But what do you think of him? Because he's coming in from a team that I mean, he's always played on CAS teams, right? He's always
No.
spoken either Belarusian or Russian or a
Yes.
variation.
It
How was his? How do you feel like he joined the team? How do you feel like he was able to adapt to the team early on?
Yeah, like it is his first international team.
Hmm.
and I know how it was when I joined my first international team. People were calling me to come, in game. Then I was not hearing. They need to repeat like 3 times. I think he is better than my situation. Like,
Okay.
I think his most struggling thing right now, he's leaking most in English right now. But we are playing Counter Strike. We don't need like British English. We don't need like perfect
Right,
English.
right. You don't need
So
C2 proficiency. Yeah, I get
exactly, and in my opinion, he improved like very very good in last 2 months,
you. Hmm.
3 months in English. Like probably if I'm thinking, I'm putting myself like if I have to start from zero like English, then probably I wouldn't improve that fast. Like,
Okay.
but he did very good. But like in game thing, like his aim is absolutely insane. And the thing is, like if you are playing a passive position, your aim is maybe getting colder in game. But it is opposite on him. Like he's playing supportive positions. He's not playing aggro positions.
Yeah,
Like on Anubis, he's holding B.
yeah.
You know.
I
And
mean,
in
he's got
Ancient,
he's got some maps like those two. He's playing rotation on CT side.
yeah,
Mirage, he's playing short.
yeah, on city, most of the like half of the maps or most of the maps he's
Yeah,
playing rotation. But I'm thinking more T,
yeah.
because his impact on T is more, in my
Okay.
opinion. So like we were playing ancient T side right now. We switched positions, but he was flashing for me elbow,
Yeah.
on T side ancient. But anyway, like he was finishing top break. Like I also played ancient T side, I was flashing for I was every time bottom frag. So I can't understand how he can does that. Of
Yeah.
course, he's like a bit better. Like it's nature of playing lurk positions. But I think his aim, like if you give him aim duels, you're gonna doing mistake.
Yeah.
So like nine out of 10 aim duels, he's winning it. Doesn't matter if he had a bad game or a good game. Like if he had a bad game already, he can still win every aim duels. So what he just needs is aim duel. So also like normally, like I don't want to be racist, but most of the Russian players are good mechanically, but game sense wise, like they're a little bit leaking, right? Especially in international team. But he's very
Sure.
good. Like, but he's giving a lot of inputs, like because he said in his previous teams he was vocal, very vocal, like maybe second
Yeah.
caller in the team, right? But right now he cannot do second caller because we have already callers in team, and his English is like not in confident level for him. But anyway, like with time, right now I can feel like he's giving a lot of inputs in game, like he's giving a lot of directions
Hmm.
when we need it. So right now he's doing very good job with it. I like it. And like let's say on ancient, I can give example. Mostly on ancient city side, I'm giving directions on mid, how we need to
Hmm.
start, how we need to take decisions. But there's sometimes I don't feel that's like I don't have feeling that
Hmm.
how we should do it, or maybe I'm very silent. I'm just focused on myself. But like then he steps up and starts talk for me. He's saying, Yasin, let's do this starter on mid. Then I'm full happy because like I don't have pressure that I need to do it all the time. And
Sure.
there's one more guy who can think about it. And he's not like, randomly thinking. Like it's logical thing. Like he's
Okay.
thinking logically.
That is great. That is great to hear. I think we can keep the conversation going. Talk to me a bit, and I've intentionally left this one for last when it comes down to teammates. Obviously, we're gonna get into the coaching stuff as well, but the trio of you, LNZ, and Youngster. I want to have a bit of a conversation there. You said in that same Turkish interview 1 year ago, which you didn't remember, but I will remind you and I will call you off for it. You said that LNZ is your favorite player to play with. And I think this is a really nice way to get into that. So talk to me about that trio. How is the vibes
Yeah.
between you three? What do you think about LNZ as an in-game leader? What do you think about Youngster as a support element as well?
Like to be honest, I think we improved our chemistry and friendship after Sangal, like when we joined the Heroic.
Okay.
Because as I said, like we had problems, like trust issues in Sangal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they was making us think like a little bit badly about each other. Like maybe
Sure.
I'm just saying maybe. So, but in Heroic, I think we talk about those things more, and we try to stick together.
Mm-hmm.
We try to be more honest. And right now, I feel like we have very like strong friendship with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and like in game, like we know each other's potential, and we are trying to trust on, for example, like if I need to trust Linus call, but I know it's not a correct call, like I need to trust him 100% that round. And
Yeah.
right now I do it. Maybe in Sangal I was struggling at it and I was trying to change his call. But no, I'm doing with 100% trust. Then maybe even if it's a wrong call, we are winning the round. So right now, that kind of things are very important. Also, with a young star, like he knows his role in the team, and he's trying to put his most impact as much as he can, and he's supporting a lot like other players. Like right now, I'm getting a lot of drops from him. I don't know, like I see I see old explode on him, like dropping AK to Zantares. Like every time I have AK and he needs to support me, I have Galil, he has AK, he's telling Yasin, let's switch. Then I'm not even asking him. He's just doing I'm saying thank you, mate. So
So
and also he's
you
my
are the Zantares of heroic.
I mean I wouldn't say that, but yeah, maybe. And like he's my roommate in the tournaments, so we
Okay.
have very good chemistry. So like right now, I like all of them. I don't put exception. I don't
Yeah.
say I like most Linus. I like most Youngstar. I low in same level most of them, and I'm very with playing with them. Because like we don't have like business relationship, but we have more like friendship business here.
That is the I guess thing that from the outside I think I've noticed as well. SunPayus gave one interview which was around February, and obviously it's a long time ago, but you've been winning ever since, so the energy is probably going up. And he did say that the energy on the team is really good, and that he feels energized from the atmosphere of you guys, and he feels like he's welcome to give you experience, and you're giving him the vibe back, right? So it's a nice little exchange going on there. uh Last thing about that type of a question, what do you think about someone? uh what is the difference between the coaching staff? Because I for one think Heroic's coaching staff is one of the best out there.
Yeah,
And you're looking at a coaching staff of, obviously it's Saul, but it's Feed and sheddaN as well. Those guys put up the previous heroic lineup internationally that made it to the playoffs of the Shanghai Major. Now they are making you look good too. So what was your initial, I guess, introduction to working with the three of them? What do you think of them as a coaching trio? Who takes care of what? Who's
yeah.
is it different? Like Saw is doing basic strategy, Feed's doing research for him, sheddaN's doing pistol rounds. Like, explain to me the entire dynamic with the coaching staff.
Like in our team, we call bossman to Sao
Okay.
because he's the boss man. Like he's doing most of the things.
Okay.
Like he's figuring out like 80% of the things. Then other things like more analyst side or micro things, sheddaN and Feed is helping us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially last like these last tournaments, like Feed and sheddaN doing his very great job because like for me, especially for me, but I think it's same for other players
Mm-hmm.
that I need to like watch enemies games. Like analysis is very important for me because I don't want to do random shit in game. I want to
Okay.
do calculated things. And even if it's like 5 hours, 6 hours, or one day, like one night left to the game, because we didn't know maybe enemy, just yet, then they just figuring it out. Even it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m. when we are sleeping, they're just doing their job, and I'm very appreciative for that. Like they're doing very good job, and like sometimes in my previous teams, like I didn't work with analyst coach or
Mm-hmm.
like assistant coach before, but when I had it, and like the analyst or maybe the analyst was maybe too long, and it was like I was not getting out of it,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm watching 20 minutes. But now, like it's very efficiency, like maybe short and efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't need to think about like I just need to think about what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because in previous teams, maybe I need to give suggestions to management. Guys, we need to take assistant coach, we need to do this, like maybe we need to watch games together because like we didn't have analyst in Sangal, so we was not doing analyst. So if someone wants to do analyst, he was doing it itself,
Mm-hmm.
like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like I don't need to think about anything because people are there for helping us, and
Okay.
I just need to think about shooting, shooting guard.
How do you feel about the difference in the officials that you're playing? Going from last year where you played, I think the exact number is 2000, 251 is definitely not 2000, 251 maps you played in 2024. Now the season is almost over. Obviously, you still have a couple events to play out, including the major, but you have played below 70. What is that difference for you like? Do you feel like you're playing a lot less officials and you're focusing a lot more on prac? And how does that influence your level of play?
You know what they say? Don't work hard, work smarter.
Okay.
So right now, probably like as you said, maybe we are playing less officials, but I don't feel that because
Mm-hmm.
the tempo in our team is very high. And in Sangal, maybe we had 6 hours of practice hours, like in
Mm-hmm.
a day. But now maybe we are practicing like 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we are not playing that much officials, but our work is more than that,
Okay.
100%. And I feel that pressure also, like my body is getting more affected by it. I am more overwhelmed, but
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. Like if you want to go tier one, like you don't have time to complain about that. But when you say about that, I didn't know, by the way. But right now, if you ask me blindly,
You feel like you played
which
more.
which season, yeah, I will say probably we played more, 100%.
I mean, you could still beat it on paper, but it's like half the season is
But
almost go through and you haven't
one
played
question,
70 maps. Yeah?
you said we played 250 in 1 year or 1 season?
1 year last year.
1 year,
So
okay.
you
So
could you
probably
could still potentially catch up, but it's probably going to be lower than
yeah,
250.
lower. Yeah, probably it's gonna be
Yeah.
like maybe 150-ish. Yeah, but
Exactly.
anyway,
Exactly.
like Sangal, like the good thing was in Sangal, like since I was new in my position, also uh, like when you're tier three, in my
Mhm.
opinion, you don't willing to practice a lot. You just want to play officials.
Yeah.
But when you go up, it's different. Like you don't want to play officials every day because like you put a lot of effort to prepare a game
Yeah.
when you are tier one. But when we are tier three, like as I said in Sangal, we was not preparing for enemy. We was just going sober and smashing them.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
no, like maybe that's why more we are playing less. But probably we are preparing or we are working hard behind the scene.
Have you had any issues with getting used to the individual level on tier one? Because obviously on Sango you did have some events where you played against top teams, but it wasn't like you were part of the big circuit. And now you open up the year with Blast, you open up the year with Kato, and you open up the year with a couple bigger events. So do you feel different? Or do you feel the difference in the gap individually and team wise when you're playing against better teams now?
I mean, right now we didn't play against very good teams yet, I think, in my opinion, this season. Like we played Katowice, but we played against Liquid, we played against TEDDcs,
Sure.
we played against Big. So like in my opinion, like maybe they are in level, maybe like a little bit above.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, we didn't play against Vitality, we didn't
Yeah.
play against like good teams
Mouse
yet, like the
Spirit.
best teams. Yeah, most
Yeah.
yeah. So like if I say something, it's gonna be lie. Like we played against Spirit one time, but we played with Modern, and
Mm-hmm.
it was beginning of the team, so we didn't
Yeah,
have a
we're
lot of
we're not
practice
counting
to
the
do.
stand-in situation where Tenure couldn't
Yeah,
travel.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like I like, but if we play against them, like I think individual performance or team performance, I don't think we're gonna struggle because we have like I don't I don't wanna I don't wanna be arrogant, but we have like guys tons of mechanic, like aim power in the team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have a player which like shoots like a noob. So, but maybe strategy wise, maybe Spirit or like good teams can beat us,
Okay.
because they know rule of the game more. Like their game sense is more than us, of course. So, but mechanical way, I don't feel any like
Any gap.
leaking. Like I don't feel like any gap. And when we played against like Liquid, Big, like I think they are also played tier one in at some point, right? Like, and they're like going up and down sometimes. Tier one to tier two to tier one,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But whenever we played against them, I didn't feel like there's individual gap. It's
Mm-hmm.
more like uh, maybe like they
Experience.
countering, maybe experience, and
Yeah.
maybe they countering us very good, and maybe we need to counter them also. That level because I remember like I think when we played against Liquid, we
Mm-hmm.
didn't lose against Liquid yet, if I'm not wrong. We played against them 3 times, one online, two online,
Mm-hmm.
two online, one LAN it should be, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
won all of them. And Big, we played against them two online, sorry, one online, two LAN, and we won 66% of it.
And
So
you shot on Astralis as well in the qualifiers.
yeah, yeah,
Uh
exactly. Like
online.
like for me,
Yeah.
I mean it was online, but for me it was LAN because we were in bootcamp. It's
Okay.
different atmosphere for me.
All right.
So I'm not kidding, guys.
All right.
So yeah.
I get it. I guess now, just to touch upon recent form a little bit, and obviously you have the major coming up, but the last couple of weeks have been, and the last couple of months were really good for you. The start of the season felt like it was a little bit lackluster, but then you got some time to actually practice, and you've come out of that practice where you had like 1 month without any officials. You came out swinging, 3-0 at the MRQ, easy stuff making it to the major. Then you win the CCT Global Finals, which was online. Then you win the Mesa Nomadic Masters, which was LAN. Uh, what do you feel like you can carry on that momentum into the major, and what are you expecting going into it? Do you feel good?
So like that's why maybe beginning of the year we were not very active. Maybe we were like getting eliminated from the tournaments too early.
Mm-hmm.
But with the time we work more, and when there's structure, I think individually me stepped up, and I think also our other players are playing better in their own roles.
Okay.
They find their spot in the team, I will say. and right now we have good momentum. And I was not I was thinking, okay, on Mesa we need to at least get finals, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to win, you know.
Mm-hmm.
On CCT globals, like we need to go at least finals. We don't, but now I don't like. I say I was fucking dumb because that momentum is very important. So
Sure.
like if you are aiming for final, like it's not good. Like especially if you are behind the major I mean
Mm-hmm.
major itself, yeah? Because that momentum right now, I feel very confident. And like you can see Vitality. Of course, they are very good right now, but they have like limitless momentum, you know. So that's
Sure.
why they can keep their strike, win streak, win strike. And yeah, that's why like I think it's gonna help us a lot. And especially like there, like you know, when there's underdog teams, like it's a little bit dangerous, right, to play
Mm-hmm.
against under. But if you're a team who has momentum, then I think it gives more pressure to enemy, because right now, if I'm not wrong, we have 8 win streak,
Yeah.
and we lost against Bait in CCT groups.
Mm-hmm.
So if let's say you don't count that loss, we have like close to 15 win streak, if I'm not wrong. So like when enemy check that, they're gonna have tons of pressure on them. So
Sure.
it's very good to have that pressure on the enemy, and we're gonna get all of the like confidence from the our successful tournaments.
Okay. Before though, we get to the closing stages. Before the major itself, which uh obviously you said you're feeling good. You're going to Dallas
Yeah,
quite soon. What? How are you feeling about this one? This is going to be an interesting one in terms of
yeah.
rosters and lineups playing there.
I
Simple's
mean,
going to be playing with FaZe. We already talked about that. But how are you feeling about Dallas?
I think it's gonna be the like as I said, we didn't play against Titan teams yet, right?
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
we're gonna play there because I
yeah.
checked the list. So there's like Aurora, Superior, and good teams. All of the good teams are there. So it's gonna be very important. Like of course, if you go third win RO, probably
Mm-hmm.
I will give Rolex to my fan, random fan in Twitter, guys. But probably we will not win, but like we will try to put a lot of like everything on it, because it's going to be very important. Okay, like we said, we have momentum right now, but if you lose Dallas like without any win, like disaster, you're going to get disappointed, and
Sure.
maybe that momentum going to be not least in major. So
Okay.
I think it's very important to do your best in Dallas, and you shouldn't keep any tactic for major. You just need to put all in
You're
there.
just bluffing right now, so people see what you have in Dallas, and you're actually hiding things, and they're not ready for the major. But well, man, we're reading through that. You know what? But I'm gonna let you go with that. I like the bluff here. But yeah, it's gonna be it definitely will be a fun couple weeks and fun couple months coming up for you guys. It's gonna be your second major of the career as well, and I think that's what we're gonna end it on. Do you feel like you can make the Austin Major a little bit special? Do you feel like you can be the surprising dark horse that comes in and just blows a lot of people's minds?
I mean, when I see how we play, if we are in a good day, if we are in a good week that we are playing good
Mm-hmm.
Counter Strike, I think we can see playoffs. Like normally, when I like played Era Mars, or when I played Major with Eternal
Mm-hmm.
Fire, like I was not aiming for quarterfinals or semifinals. I was saying like we can go wherever we can go. Like we,
Mm-hmm.
we, we just try to go our max. But now, like if we go quarterfinals, like I will be not surprised. So if he goes finals, I will be surprised, of course. Like finals, what the
Okay.
fuck?
Yeah.
I'm not playing major for 3 years and I'm in finals. I mean, that will surprise me. But if he quarterfinals, I wouldn't be surprised. And right now, it's my only goal in major. Like I want to go quarterfinals and take that trophy, like pin in the game finally.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm not fighting for anything. Fuck the secrets. I just want that pin.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
because that without that pin, you're not a professional player. You're just hanging around.
You know
So
what? I am willing to agree with that because that means that a lot of people that haven't made major playoffs are as professional players as I am, and I'm gonna take that. But yeah, with that, we're gonna end it on that. Thank you very much. It's been a really pleasant conversation, and yeah, I wish you the best of luck in both Dallas and the major, man. It was great chatting to you.
thank you. See you guys.